Hi everyone, well welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we've got something very, very different today. I'm standing on, just off the Portsmouth coast, directly in the Solent, and I'm standing outside Spitbank Fort. Now do hang around because I've got a bit of a surprise for you after here. These forts were built in the 1860s, and the MOD sold those in 1982, my birthday, I remember that. I have never shared this with you, but I am very interested not only in country houses, as you all know, but I absolutely love every other architecture. The weirder the better, frankly. Nuclear bunker, lighthouse, and fort. So I'm very pleased to be able to show you this. Sorry about the weather. Let's go and have a look around together. Wow, so it's really quite different in here. When you stand out the front of here, very castellated and really very, you can see it's massively solid. So as you come in, and we are getting to this, but straight in front of me is an internal courtyard, which is just beautiful. And I really love this exposed brick. As I said, this is the first time I've seen this today, so it's exciting. On my right, there is the dining room, which we're going to come back to. And then if you follow me through here, this takes you into really quite an impressive sitting room. Lots and lots to see here. So as you come through here, you get beautiful glimpses through all of these offices where the officers they've got lovely fires in there, and each of these windows is actually, there's a ferry going past, each of these windows is actually a hole for the cannons. Now you probably can't see, hopefully you can, is each of these runners, all these three runners, were for the backs of each of the cannons to be able to move backwards and forwards, and these hooks on the ceilings were to get the aim when you're firing out the window. So all these nods to what was here before. Electricity was added here much later, so 1930s, so there's reminiscent 1930s electricity on each of the wall. The modern has been done far more recently, and I just keep looking. There's a Brittany ferries driving straight past. It's very, very busy here. So keep coming with me. So there is this is and has been used more recently as a hotel, but actually I think this would be a really cool place to live, second home. What a place to come and hang out. You have got, as you know, I often go behind the bar, but you've got a lovely bar here in the corner. I just think this exposed brickwork is so beautiful. And one of the things, so there were about 150 army crew on Spitbank Fort, but actually only 7 officers that were here were allowed to use these sinks. So there are 8, but I've been told there were only 7 officers, and actually they are so beautiful. They've got glass on here now, so that that's protected, but just an amazing place. And this goes out to that courtyard. Let's go back to that courtyard and the dining room. So I'm bringing you into the dining room now. Behind Max over there is what is at the moment a commercial grade kitchen, which obviously if you turn this into a home could be turned into a family kitchen. And this is an amazing place at the moment. It's obviously set up for guests, but amazing formal dining room. And what I really like is that you can sit here and look over to the Portsmouth Harbour, or you can look back into the courtyard, which I can see with lots of plants and things to soften it up, which would be great. And there is some very nice barrelled brickwork ceilings, and there's just so much granite here. Okay, so now we've seen the sitting room and the dining room. On this level there are 8 ensuite bedrooms, but I'll come back to those because I really want to show you the basement, so come downstairs with me. So as we come into the basement, the really exciting bit, there are a few bits that I will show you and there are a few bits that I won't. So we're about to go and have a look at the bar and the recreational rooms. So they were ballistic rooms in the past, but now they are recreational rooms. The bits that I won't show you are the generator room and the water treatment plant, but this space is completely off-grid. So let me go and show you the bar. So as I said, all these rooms were the ballistic and the rifle room. You'll also see lots of this ballistic, which I'll come back to. There's a bit of a history about this fort and a very interesting ballistics. So come through here. Now this is very special. I mean, what a place to turn into a bar. I was walking through here earlier and I really love the floor in here and this kind of barrel ceiling, really, really intimate. I mean, there's plenty of wine in here, but I did have a look. All of it is empty. Well, what a bar, and certainly something I could definitely hunker down in. So just off the bar, you've got all these lovely rooms, you've got a blackjack table, you've got various pub games. There is one other place I wanted to show you while we're down here, which is called the Bolt Hole, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so now I've shown you the bar and the recreation rooms. Come through here. I want to show you the Bolt Hole, which I'll explain in a second why it's called that. Come on through. You can probably hear that's the generator, and there's some storage rooms to the left. So welcome to the Bolt Hole, and I will explain exactly why it's called this. I wanted to bring you down here. Between us and the sea is 16-foot wall, so we're very safe in here. Now, when they were going to build this, they were going to cover it in steel, and to do that, they punched holes through from the sea to here, which you can probably just see in the background, to place these steel plates on. One chap would be outside, they'd thread the bolt through, and one very unfortunate chap, I'm glad I don't have this job, would go down here. I'll show you. Now, when we came down here earlier, Max and I went down into here, and apparently they used to dare guests, because this is a fort, it is a circuit, so you can go in there, and they took their phones off them and said, if you can go and do that, we'll give you a bottle of champagne or something. So they went down there, the chap would get his very big ratchet, but I'm not kidding, it is so dark that Max and I took 2 steps down there, turned our phones off, and we couldn't even see each other. So that's the Bolt Hole. Wow, the Bolt Hole, I certainly wouldn't want that job. Now, before we go upstairs and see the bedrooms, I just wanted to show you this Ballistic Evolution that I spoke about earlier. Now, when when Spitbank was built, this is the kind of cannonball that we were firing from our cannons, and that would get from Spitbank to about halfway to Portsmouth as an idea of range. Now, they rifled the barrels and produced this and thought, let's see how far that goes. And actually that went 2 miles inland into Portsmouth, so it just shows, and we've got Spitbank to thank for that. So we've come into Admiral Nelson's room. Now this is where the groom would stay if they've got a wedding on Spitbank Fort. You've got an ensuite bathroom with his and hers basins and bath and a shower, and beautiful views of the sea, and this lovely riveted barrelled ceiling. So now we're in Admiral Churchill's room, which was the bridal suite when weddings were held here. Again, we've got the barrelled ceilings, and we've got the lovely ensuite bathroom and amazing views to the sea. So I think it's important and the time that I go and show you the top deck. Well, I had to show you the top deck. It's got all the toys. So behind me, there is a hot pool with amazing views, so you can sit in there and froth away to your heart's content, and then there's a sauna. Just on my left here, there is an incredible fire pit. Just had a sit in there. It's really, really sheltered, and I can just imagine sitting there in the summer months, maybe even the winter months. As we come down here, we've got a sun deck, and then I wanted to take you through to the crow's nest, which is basically the main suite, and it's at the top deck, so let's go and have a look. Now this really is quite a suite. Just in front of me here, you've got this incredible view of Portsmouth. You can just see the Spinnaker Tower in the background. You've got lovely sailing boats, you can just see the ferry. This crane here is used to put on, I mean, they had various events. At one point they even bought a Jeep in and put that on the roof. This could be a bar, so if you're entertaining, this room becomes an entertainment suite. You've got, as I said, bar, but it could also be a kitchen for this room. Then there's a kind of sitting area, somewhere to go and watch TV. And the whole idea of this setup is that this could then become the bedroom. So your bed would be here, and just behind me in here is a shower room. So this is a completely isolated suite away from the rest of Spitbank. But look at these views. Well, it is still raining and we've seen Spitbank Fort, but I did promise you a bit of a treat. So now we're going to have a look round No Man's Fort. This one's going to be a bit swifter, so come and have a look. Well, we're out of the beautiful British summer and it's really warm in here. There's a really good warm air you can probably see from those fans upstairs. And I really wanted to show you this because not only is it just completely full of natural daylight, it's like walking down London street. And with that in mind, I've got to go and show you this pub down here. Now, I think I said to you earlier that I used to live in Hampshire and near Basingstoke, and when I was younger we used to go to this amazing museum that actually had all these cobble streets. It's called the Milestones Museum. Have a look online, and so come into the Nelson pub. Well, it feels like just going back in time into a kind of London boozer. Just feels very relaxed here. I love this kind of view back to this cobble street. I can imagine there's been some great nights here, playing the piano and just looking out to the cobble street. And don't forget, we are in the middle of the Solent. Just incredible. Okay, another place I really wanted to show you is upstairs. So let's go and have a look. Well, I'm sure you can see exactly why I wanted to bring you up here. And actually, it's very warm, so let me take that off. We've done the outside bit now. So this atrium is just full of natural daylight, and it's really actually what hit me as I walked in here. All of these rooms borrow this natural daylight, and of course, the other side has, well, 360-degree sea views. Over here, you've got a bar, Palmerston bar, place to play piano and have a dance. And then down here, we have got a spa with treatment rooms and a sauna. So, I mean, just an incredible space. So you can probably see a bit of the atrium behind me. This is a bit of a whistle-stop tour, and I've really kind of chosen my favourite rooms after I've had a look around this fort. So we're in the pool room. I love these colours in here. And actually, something to note here is these barrelled ceiling. You really feel like you're in a hull of a ship. So we've got pool tables and we've got an amazing view. And actually, having stood here, this is a very busy shipping lane. And in fact, right now, you know, you can stand here, stand at the window seat and look at what's going on. It really is quite special to have these kind of sea views while you're playing pool with your friends. Okay, so part of these tours often doesn't include the belly of the beast. So we're in the bunker, which I did tell you I love bunkers. So come down here. I'm going to say it, watch your step. If you have a listen. This is where the divers who are outside and needs to come in would swim into the sea and then come up this passage. I just think it's amazing. And finally down here, I couldn't not show you the replica cannon. Amazing to see this, and this red light really gives it a bit of atmosphere. That's quite a few stairs, but well worth it, as I'm sure you can see. So this lookout used to be the old lighthouse, and I will stand on it. This goes all the way down to the bottom floor. But I just wanted to bring you up here, really, because look at these views. You've got sailing boats, you've got Rye over there. We can look back to Portsmouth, and just an amazing place to stand. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the tour as much as I did showing you. Don't forget, both of these places are for sale. So we've got Spitbank Fort is at a guide price of £2.5 million. And this one I'm standing on, No Man's Fort, is at a guide of offers in excess of £3 million. Please do subscribe and like and hit the bell icon, because I've got more of these tours coming, and the next one really is a cracker. So stay tuned and thank you.